soft. Overrated. Pretty boy. A bitch.
Today, I want to talk about the commander cycles, how frequent they are, how good is it for the game for the longer term. And this might be a little bit of a rant, but bear with me. I'm trying to make this in a one cut and try to make it as authentic as I can and without many disruptions. So, I think that's 2 days ago, there was a video, and we already know when the next archers are going to be around. My rough estimate is like in 4 weeks from now, so that's 2 MG cycles away. And as someone who maxed Liuche literally 2 days before that, I felt a bit, I don't know, a bit cheap because before, when you max a commander, there was a period where you can really have your money's worth, or in my case, time's worth of that commander. And I'm not saying this will immediately counter Liuche and Gorgo, but seeing the new commander so soon, and then you're thinking you're maxing like the latest commanders, really kind of puts you in perspective. So I maxed Luce 2 days later, Archers come out, and it's Prime Herman, and I really don't remember the name of the supposed rally lead. And like with Boudica Prime, Scipio Prime, and is there another Prime? I don't think so. The Prime commanders are a must have. So they're all really good. Their epic counterparts don't mean they're going to be very similar to them. But Herman, I don't know. I have a hunch he's going to be single target, but that's just me. And he might spoil my plans. If he is indeed a single target, then I'm not gonna work on him. I already have Boudica, and Boudica with YSG for me is still very good because it's a lot of skill damage involved. You make the target take more skill damage, and you do more skill damage with YSG, and you have a circle. And since I already skipped out on commander like Zuge, I can take a skip out on like a single target. But if he is like a circle or a very big AoV commander, then I don't know where will I fit him. And if he's gonna be a must-have, will he replace Boudica, which is already very good, and I don't have to max her. And I don't have to max her because I don't have Artemisia, and without Artemisia, I don't think this is worth the extra heads. So in that regard, I'm not gonna expertise her, even though I would obviously like to, but you get the point. So my initial plan was to, as obviously max Liuch and then hoard my heads with a new cavalry. Now I know your archers are gonna be next, and then after that, it's probably gonna be leadership or engineering. I like to put it in the same category because not a lot of people use either of those, either engineering or leadership. So I would have a lot of time to work on commanders and have enough time to hoard to Instamax for cavalry. Now, before there was also that period where people used leadership cycles to hoard heads and wait for the next meta cavalry. But now, especially this latest cycle with infantry, which is very weird, and I remember seeing the initial announcement of Liuche being available in the 7-day login event. That was early September, and that event didn't come out for like another 2 weeks, and it was late September where we finally got the 7-day unlock. But after that, interesting enough, is we didn't have him on the Wheel of Fortune for the next MGE cycles, two of them, I think. So that's 4 weeks of not having him. And then literally the last MGE was the one we had Gorgo for the first time. I remember because 2 weeks ago I posted my Gorgo Garrison results. It was the 29th of October. So literally a month apart, but you couldn't invest more into Liuche because he wasn't on the wheel. And a lot of people wait for the wheel to spin some heads, maybe like one wheel, maybe one full spin, maybe two, and then expertise him. And a lot of people didn't expertise him right when he got the unlock. And I know a lot of whales didn't do that as well because they want to get the value. And literally after he was added with Gorgo finally, then you get the Archer announcements 2 weeks later, basically. So I think that's something that's not good. I think for that time being, they really should have let Lucha be on the wheel of fortune. So there could be some time to actually invest and have some proper value. So I think that was a very, very bad thing to do. But let's move on forward. There are four, yeah, let's put it, there are four troop types in the game. There's cavalry, infantry, archers, and leadership. In that order, there's 4 MG cycles. Now, leadership can be put in the same category as engineering. And in a year, there's 12 months. So if you divide 12 by 4, that's 3 months per cycle. And in that time, I think that's just the right amount of time where the older people who already have like the core commanders ready to invest and have a good time and feel good about their investment. But also for the younger players who are playing catch up, they have more time to actually catch up to the meta somehow, like month by month. But now they shortened that. I think it is 55 days. And I think that's a very big bump because the younger players can't keep up, especially the ones who are entering the Season of Conquest. And they're kind of forced to either work on one full march, like the best open field or meta march at the time, or spread their sculptures to feel more half-baked marches. So it's not good for anyone except for the game. Like obviously from the financial standpoint, the faster the commanders come out, the more people are gonna invest, the more people are gonna spend, and I get that point as well. But I think for the long-term longevity of the game, I think it should be back like 3 months. I think where both parties can feel more satisfied about their choices because you now have to be even more, do your research and be very wise with your investment because it will cost you more because you have less time. And it's a free to play. If you're coming into the Season of Conquest, everything is harder for you. Now, for me, I'm an old player and I already missed out on commanders on purpose, like Zuge and Joan of Arc. And in that period, I could have maybe went back and work on them. For example, during the leadership cycle, I could go back, or you know, we could. People in the past use the leadership cycle as a way to hoard the heads. Like not a lot of people invest into the leadership commanders, apart from Trajan and maybe Honda. But most of the time, they were just the ones you could skip, and you wouldn't feel bad about it. Nowadays, every cycle has really good commanders. And if you're playing open field only, there's a lot of really good open field options, and they get replaced every 2 months now. So you get less time and you get less sculptures. But I think going back to 3 months, and this is something that's also been called to light by a fellow content creator and like a content feedback. It is Daddy Furious. Shout out to Daddy Furious. He's a funny Rise of Kingdoms content creator, and he voiced this as well, especially after seeing the new archers, and they saw how everything seems so rushed in a way, and I think he shared the same sentiments. Like people need time to actually invest and to have value out of their investment, and if you don't get the value, then you don't get the satisfaction out of it. And without satisfaction, you don't have the the right experience in a game. I think a lot of people play the game to actually have fun and to think they have some type of some type of enjoyment out of it. And if you're constantly feeling on the back pedal and you're always behind, I don't think that's very enjoyable now. So that is my those are my thoughts on it. And I don't know, I feel like I had to do a little bit of a rant. I haven't done that in a while, and I don't have a lot of fucks to give otherwise. I'm not a sponsor creator or anything. And I think this could be something that could benefit everyone. And that's where I stand. So make the each commander cycle 3 months apart so that people can have enough time to actually enjoy their investment and to give the opportunity to for the younger players to catch up more. And that will bring a lot more positive feedback in the community. Now I understand in the off season there's not a lot of action, and like getting the new commanders is a part of that hype that revives it. But a lot of people wait for the actual KVK to make their investment, so they still hold their heads until the last minute. So I think that will work in their favor too. So I hope Herman is good, but not great. But I don't think that's gonna be the case. I already checked the skill trees, and he's gonna be very, very good. It's just a hunch feeling. So, if you guys enjoyed my rant and enjoyed my little bit of gameplay, then please subscribe if you haven't. Like the video and join our Discord to stay in the loop of the latest meta, open field, rally, and garrison. And I'll see you guys in the next one.